Is she telling you to just send the money and shut up? It may not be an event that you want to book. What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Buttafly Jonez, and I am here to give you red flags when booking for pop-ups, okay? Every pop-up isn't legit. You are going to run on social media and you are going to see X, Y, and Z telling you to book their shows. But if you're not seeing these certain things, then you should not book the show. So we're going to go over a list and thank me later. In the meantime, please subscribe, hit like, and share this channel so other people with like minds can find my, what's it called, a station? Can find my channel. There we go. Disclaimer, you're going to see a little cat. That's Luffy, okay? You're going to see a little cat. He might start crawling all over me. I welcome that, okay? He is my baby. He is my son, nephew, step cat that I'm babysitting. And he is currently laying on my paperwork, so bear with me. The paperwork is Pop Up and Prosper, okay? Build yourself a pop-up business that is going to make you print money. You go to my website, buttaflyjones.com, and you purchase it, and then I will send you a copy of it, and then all you have to do is print it. It's there literally faster than Amazon and anywhere else that you can buy a book, okay? So with that said, there's a whole lot in there. And I'm just going to leave you to buy that. But what we're going to do is go over the major things that you need to go over. Here are some common red flags that you want to avoid while booking vendor events. These are red flags. Red means stop. Okay? That doesn't mean it's a pretty color or an accessory color to Hello Kitty, red vines, or race cars. Red means do not do it. Okay? This isn't maybe. Just don't. Find another event if you have any of these issues. And so, one of them is no clear vendor contract or application. If you don't know the person, now there are some people that I know that just say, "Here, pay me, you're in." I know them, you may know them. That's one thing. But if you've never met the organizer, they don't have a link for you to fill out an application. There is no website, there is no social media, there is no Facebook page, no business page, or no clear vendor contract that's telling you the detailed and itemized things to do. Skip it. Don't do it. It's not real. Okay? It's been so bad where I have seen people completely hijack an event and have the event like in the morning, like 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning. And more than half of the people that are actually attending the real event has clicked going because they did not even themselves realize that it was fake. All they did was copy, and they say the person who makes up the fake Facebook page says, "Send me the money. We're looking for vendors, da 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 da," and they don't even realize that it's not the original organizers. Don't do that. Don't be one of those people that sign up for an event from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning trying to mimic another event. Don't do that. Another thing, another red flag. If an organizer cannot give you information about who's going to be there, no sort of attendance, no, I don't know if you're not seeing them post anything, if you're going to their private page and they're not sharing the event, if you haven't heard of it, if your friends aren't talking about it, if your community isn't talking about it, most likely it's not going to be good or it's not an event. So make sure that at least one or two of your vendor friends are going to be there to make sure that it's real. This one is tough, okay? High vendor fees versus promotion. A lot of the time, events with higher vendor fees spend a lot of the vending fees on advertisement. Advertisement including newspapers, mailers. They spend it on sponsored ads on Facebook and on Instagram. But if there are high fees and like you don't see any sort of promotion of it, you may want to skip it. And I'm not saying that they have to go hand in hand. Don't get me wrong. For example, CBF Productions, their vendor fees are on the higher end, but you can guarantee over 10 to 15,000 people that's going to show up on the street. Okay. Word spreads all by itself. They don't even need to send a lot of promotion, but then they also run sponsored ads. And you can probably guarantee that you're going to get your booth rent plus maybe a third back. If you have lower cost items, and if you're having higher cost items, then you're going to get probably 3 times your booth rent. So, just pay attention to who's throwing it. What's the reputation? Um, do you see any of your vendor friends doing it? Those are some very important things to look at. Another one is disorganized communication. Okay, look, how are we talking? You gonna send an email? Are we on a text thread? Sometimes there's text threads. Sometimes there's email threads. Those are fine. Really good ones do Facebook groups, and everybody who is going to join or have joined in the past or will join at an event in the future are all in that Facebook group for vendors. That's a great way to organize because it's kind of like a hive mind. Everybody gets on one accord and stuff like that. Vendor organizers like that, they have the Facebook groups, they have the emails, they have the text threads, all those different things. Is it extremely hard to get in contact with an organizer? Don't do it. Is the only way that you can get in contact with an organizer through a business page on Facebook? Don't do it. Because why? They're probably fake, number one. And if you ask, hey, is there any spots open for this event? I'm curious about it. And they can't even get back to you. You see their little profile bubble drop and they don't reply. Leave it alone. Do yourself a favor and leave it alone. Speaking of alone, do you see these cute earrings that kind of look like me? I'm going to do it. Okay. Visit my beautiful mother's website. She hand paints and handcrafts earrings such as these. These are one of her older models. Okay, it's called Sasha Yes. Okay, and I do vend them. So yes, this little plug has to do with vending. I take them out with me and I sell them at different places. Okay, so if you like different, colorful, hand painted, handcrafted earrings, visit Deborah'sEarArt.com. This is a good one. Have you ever been to a craft fair? And I'm going to give you the main ones. Y'all don't get in my case. This is not hate. I'm just saying that this category tends to be a little overcrowded. Okay. Some of them I make. So bear with me. Okay. Skincare, overcrowded. I make skincare and body care and CBD. Okay. So what I need to do is I need to make sure that I'm getting in a juried show that there will be no more than 1 or 2 body skincare vendors there because everybody and their mama makes butters. Everybody and their mama makes soaps and scrubs. And everybody's is organic and everybody's is natural. No, it's not. No, it's not. But I'm just saying, I make them. You can find them at butterflyjones.com. They smell really good. But yeah, overcrowded. Okay, candles. I make candles sometimes. Overcrowded. Okay. Everybody got candles. Everybody make candles. But guess what? There's some great ones. Shout out to Imagination Galore. Shout out to Butterfly Jones. Just said it. Shout out by Beauty by Bash Home. And see who else got some great candles. I mean, tons of people that I know personally make candles. The category is overcrowded, but the one thing that gets people still buying candles is that guess what? They are a renewable, resource. You got to buy more because guess what? We burn them. Can't ever have enough candles, okay? So these two categories are good to get into because, yes, they're overcrowded. However, people use them and they need to buy more, okay? Another overcrowded category are tumblers. Can't ever have enough cups, okay? Some are made overseas and just shipped, others are made with their hands. I've had a beautiful one with my logo and my name on it, and it has glaze all over it, and it's hard and it's shiny. It looks like crispy candy on the outside, handcrafted through and through. And then I've had some that are just stickers, and they put stickers on a cup. Those are cute too. Tumblers and cups, and now the customizable pins are a huge, ginormous, just overpopulated category. And if by chance you know that all these categories are going to be there and there's like 5 to 10 of them, bow out. Find another one. Because you want to make sure that there's just 1 or 2 per category per event. You know, go into an event with 5 and then be like, you got space for 1 more. You're not going to make as much money as you would at an event that doesn't have them. So trends are trends, and I'm not knocking any of them. I'm just saying trends are trends, and people pick up the trends and they want to do something. Hello Kitty is another one. Hello Kitty is my road dog. I love Hello Kitty, but a lot of people sell Hello Kitty. I just got Hello Kitty at the last one. I can never get enough Hello Kitty, but a lot of people sell Hello Kitty. Okay, I'm just saying. Yeah, be sure to ask how many tumbler or how many candle or how many Bath and Body, how many slime is another big one that's growing. How many slime vendors will be there? If there's 1 or 2, cool. If there's like 5 or 6, and then sometimes organizers will lie out their teeth just to get your $40 or 80 or 120. If they sit there and tell you, oh, there's 2, okay, including me, if there's 3, will you be accepting more? You can ask that too. Because if they accept more, that's going to be a less of a chance for you to get good money, okay? Another thing you want to be careful about, a red flag, are seasonal events. Because they will be rain or shine. And I live in Santa Clarita, so Santa Clarita has rain or shine everything. Pay at your own risk, participate at your own risk, and we cannot any longer count on weather forecasts. I'm not going to get into the conspiracies. However, I feel seeds falling all over me and there's clouds and stuff. Anyway, if you know, you know, if you pick that up. Anyway, so check it. Some days it'll rain and you have no choice but to sit up there and take it. I had the very unfortunate time of being in a 2-day rained out show, Home and Garden in Santa Clarita, KHST. Shout out to them. It's not their fault. Weather is never the organizer's fault. However, it's rain or shine. And while I was there, even though I was prepared with my weatherproof canopy and things like that, a couple of the other vendors were not. And so what happened is the lady, and she was so sweet and had great soap, by the way, had paper wrappers over her soap in the rain. All her stuff got ruined. She ended up just staying there for a couple of hours for 2 days. The next day, she didn't even go. I felt so bad for her. I felt so bad. And I even went over there to get some soap. Like, I'm going to get some soap. And she was all like, oh, no, take it. Like, I'm like, girl, you are too sweet, but I can't take it. Well, let me just give you something. I ended up giving her one of my 100 milligram CBD lip butters that I sell at the shows and that you can find online at www.butterflyjones.com. It's really good for you. Anyway, and so I ended up just trading her one of those in the key lime pie flavor. And I used their soaps and they were wonderful, but they ended up melting and the packages were destroyed, and that was it for her. Another time, and let me tell you a story about mine, okay? Because we ain't perfect, okay? I have very meltable products, salves, oils. When they're heated, they tend to expand. So something that may have fit into a bottle or a roll-on bottle will expand and spill out. I also sell CBD gummies that at a certain temperature over about 90 degrees, they start breaking down and melting into a big puddle of CBD goo. Okay. I have salve, same thing. They melt into liquid. So the forecast called for 89. I was on the concrete. I was in a canopy and the sun was staring at me dead in my face. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. Let me put up my siding. And then I put up my siding, one of my walls, weatherproof walls. Great for rain, bad for heat. Okay. And then it's still hot. So maybe if I put up more shade, it's not shade anymore. It becomes a sauna. And the second that I put up that third panel trying to block sun because I was in direct sunlight, I just looked at all my products and they just start melting. All I lost 10 bottles of CBD gummies at $43 each. You can get them at butterflyjones.com. And I lost about 5 oil tinctures, same amount of roller balls, and my salves melted. Now, although my salves come back together again, you never want to see your product melt. That's not something I wanted to do. That's not something I was looking out for. I did not want my products to melt. Just because it comes back together, it may not be the same consistency. And I just said, I'm leaving. Like, I didn't care. And this is at one of my favorite shows now. Um, I didn't care if I was invited back again. I don't have anything to sell, and I'm sitting up here pouring. And by the time I looked at the temperature, it was 99 degrees at 4 o'clock p.m. in the fall on concrete with siding up. It was at least 100 and something in my booth alone. Okay. And it was sweating so bad at Grand Central Church in Santa Clarita, which I have visited and I really like. And I also love their pop-ups, the spring and fall ones. It was so bad, and that was my first time doing it, that I was just dripping, just drenched in sweat. It was bad. It was bad. It's not their fault. It's not Cynthia's fault. She put on the show. Weather's nobody's fault. That's one thing that you just can't control. So you just have to be prepared. Bring the ice chests, bring fans, bring water bottles, bring anything to make your situation cooler or warmer or weatherproof. Okay? Okay. And now you are going to be booking these shows like a pro. Okay? Look, you have to have a couple of things in order to book like a pro. Make sure that you got everything together, because what's not going to happen is, I didn't get your money. Oh, I didn't know that you wanted to do it because I never heard back from you. Those things will just ruin your whole day. Some people have shown straight up to the event and had to get turned away because they did not have the proper food permit. They didn't have their proper business license for that particular show. They didn't have their insurance. They didn't pay. It was the wrong day. Whatever the case may be, you don't want to do that. Okay. So what we're going to do is make sure that you have a folder with all your materials. If you're like me and I don't need a folder, just make sure that you have an email trail or a text trail and go over it the night before to make sure that you've paid. And if you haven't, contact the organizer and let them know, hey, let me send this to you real quick. Okay. You also want to respond promptly to emails. Don't reply to all. And also, I always suggest you send it separately than group emails that the organizer sent to everybody. Because one, you don't want to accidentally reply to everybody. Am I talking too fast? Okay. You don't want to accidentally reply to everybody and have everybody up in your business. And you also want to make sure that the organizer sees your email, because sometimes they just don't. The way that these emails nowadays are set up, they're even summarized by AI, and they won't even let the organizer know that you sent an email. Confirm everything in writing. Make sure that you have receipts or confirmation for payment, as I mentioned before, and also read the contracts, okay? You want to make sure that you read the contracts, because if they tell you that you need to have business insurance and you don't, or if they tell you that you need to have a license to sell food and you don't, but I paid. So what? I have seen the city shut down businesses and the organizer messed up. You have to cross your own T's and dot your own I's. Okay? And the little city people will come in there and write you up. And that's happened to me before. Because I had CBD gummies and I'm like, where's your license for that? I'm like, I didn't know I need a license for this. Yes, you do. You're written up. I'm like, what's this? They're like, nothing. It's just for your records. I ain't gonna lie, I sat up there. I felt like I wanted to rip it up, but I didn't. They're just doing their own job, you know? And then also verify the organizer. Make sure that the organizer knows you. You know the organizer. Somebody you know is familiar with this organizer, that they're even in the same city and state. There are legitimate con artists waiting to collect your $40, to collect your $80, to collect your $100 and $500. Vet the organizer. Okay, so there's that. Do you have your checklist already? If you had the book Pop Up and Prosper, there's a built-in checklist. Okay, I'm looking right at the page right now. Okay, yeah, I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so um, event hunting, booking smarts, and professional habits. That's what you want to do. So, with that said, the next Pop Up and Prosper episode, the next Pop Up and Prosper episode will be about I had to look. I wrote it, but I don't care. I still have to look, okay? Because I'm 47, all right? Anyway, what do you want your booth to look like? Okay, we're going to talk about the booth setup, what you want it to look like. What are some things that you need to make your booth stand out? And if you don't want to wait for the episode next week, go ahead and grab you a copy of Pop Up and Prosper. Hey, it's like $8.99, okay? You can have it today. You don't have to wait for me to go through this whole book. But I think you want me to go through the book because I think you like my antics. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Now I'm all serious. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and hit like and you share and, start making money. Think about what you want to sell. Start making money. It's fun. It's social. You get to make money, be social, eat snacks, you know. And while you're waiting in between customers, you're looking at reels and stuff, and people are just out to buy stuff. There's nothing better in life. There's no other better way to make money than this, okay? Until next time, see ya.